Alright guys, so today I am going to be installing some sea lights on my BRZ. If any of y'all haven't known, the Civic's been gone for about 1.5 years now. So this is the replacement. Done a few things to her already. It's got injectors, fuel pump, full exhaust. It's got a Mishimoto intake on it. It is converted to E85. This car is loud as shit. It's louder than my Civic was, and my neighbors. I hope they don't hate me. Alright. Got the car somewhat pulled in the garage. It's my roommate's STI. Or actually it's WRX, but a bunch of STI stuff on it. Actually just got a 6-speed stuff though. All my Honda stuff is now gone. It has been about 1.5 years. I've actually just finally gotten rid of the last few pieces I had for my Civic. Decided that, well, actually before that car even went away, before that car even went away, before anything ever happened to it, I don't know if anybody knew, but it actually got totaled. I got rear-ended when I was at Headlight. The car had just gotten finished with the B series swap I had in it. I know, I don't have any videos of it. I never even got a chance to get it dynoed. And that's what some of y'all know as Meta Knight. This car, I haven't come up with a name for it. It's nothing special. Maybe one day I'll think of something for it, but it's definitely going to be a track toy. Mishimoto intake. It's got high flow rails, 1000cc injectors. It's got an upgraded fuel pump on it as well, all from Beachworks. Let's see, Tomei unequal length header. Tomei overpipe. It's got a stock front pipe on it still. And it's got a Corsa catback exhaust on it. Right now I got a set of works on it. Nice wheels. I like them. I'm normally not big on spending or big money wheels due to the fact that I destroy them at the track. The Civic probably had like 10, 11 different sets of wheels on that car the 8 years I had it. But anyways, so what we're going to be doing today, I'm actually replacing one of my sea lights. I already did a Diode Dynamics boomerang or sea light switchback conversion on it. So not only does it have the regular sea light, but it's got the turn signal on it as well. Right now I have the parking light part of it disabled because the one on my passenger side quit working about 2 months ago. Called Diode Dynamics, I told them what was going on. I did the full diagnosis before I even got a hold of them. Just seems like it's one of the LED boards that quit working. Both drivers still worked. I put them between both both sides. Ran them all off of known good power, and just that passenger light was not working. So I went ahead and disabled it. The turn signal on the passenger side still works. It's just the running light doesn't work anymore. So last night I actually just got the new sorry, a little sick. Last night I actually just got the new replacement boards for it, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the headlights apart and, well, pull the one headlight apart, see what is actually wrong with it, because I was going to wait till I got the board in, and if it needs replaced, then I'm going to go ahead and replace it. I've already had them apart before. I've already blacked out the lights. I think they look a hell of a lot better with them blacked out. That's just my personal preference. I'm not a big fan of chrome. Alright, well, I'm going to get this bumper off and I'm going to get started on it. Cool. Alright, so I'm getting started on pulling the bumper apart. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts up top, along with 2 quick clips. So then you get these pulled out. Normally, you can probably just get them out with your fingers. I don't have any nails right now, though. Let me grab a screwdriver. Let's see. That looks like as good as any. All you do is just pop it. You don't pull it all the way up because then it'll get locked. Pull about 3/4 of the way up and it should pop right out. Pop that bad boy out. Voila. Just a piece of bumper trim to help hold the bumper all together. Back out. I gotta pull out the side markers. Get some of the bolts on the bottom. Oh, by the way, this is a BRZ with an FRS front bumper on it. Previous owner had done that. I did not buy this new. Some of the wiring that's in here I don't like. I'm gonna go ahead and get all that taken care of and fixed while I'm in here doing the headlight. Alright, cool. Well, I'm gonna get back to this and yeah, I'm gonna get this bumper pulled off because I can't do this one-handed. Alright, so now I got the bumper off. So what we're gonna do next is we got a bolt here, right down here up front. You can't really see it, but it's right down there. Maybe if I can get my camera to adjust. That one right there. And then there are 2 more right here on the sides. Oh, okay, only 1 apparently. There's supposed to be 2. Anyways, so we're gonna get all that pulled off so that I can get to the actual headlight itself, and I'll show you what the wiring all consists of and go from there. Alright, now that I got the headlight bracket out, so you start pulling the headlight back, and you'll see, because I mean sometimes it's hard because of that fuse box, but there are 2 plugs. There's one on the BRZs in particular. It's this one right here. What that is that's actually the adjustment motor for your headlight beam. This is what clocks the headlight up and down. If you ever have to adjust them, there's a little screw right here that you can turn. I think it's a 10 or an 8mm that you can use to spin that, rather than having to use, I think it's a Phillips head that's on top of that. I could be mistaken. And then of course you got your main harness. This one looks bunk because mainly, you know, just a shit ton of wiring's been put into this. It's got aftermarket DRLs on it. Harness was all cut up by the body shop that originally did it. This car used to be a buddy of mine. That's why I know quite a bit about this car already. I know where it's been, who's touched it, and yeah, not too happy about it, but you know, everybody's got their own things that they're picky about. So I pulled all that apart at one point, without taking all this apart, of course, and went ahead and wired it up to it actually works properly. But now there's still quite a bit of wires ran up there. I'm going to go ahead and take care of that while I'm in this today and get this all cleaned up a little bit, make it more to my liking. Alright, so headlights out. Now this is what I was saying about the wiring. Looks like absolute garbage. Don't really remember what goes to what, but I'm going to figure this out, clean it up, make it a little bit nicer. Alright, so inside with the headlight, got the oven preheated to 220 degrees. Got all the screws taken out of the back of the headlight. There's, I want to say 6 of them, but those are all taken out. It's all around the edge. Get all those out, and normally what I do is I use a cooking sheet. Oh, where is it? There you are. Little cookie sheet. Nothing crazy. Put the headlight on the cookie sheet, making sure that none of the bottom pieces are actually going to touch the rack. Oven mitt, because stupid me forgot to pull out the top rack so that there's enough room for said headlight. I do still have the bulb in. Another thing is I always make sure is all the headlight harness and stuff. Like, see, this is for the switchback, and this is for the demon eyes that I have in there as well. Normally, I just try to, what was that last part? There you are. Try to keep it all up away from there. And then we just take this bad boy like so. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and set you down so I don't drop this thing. Alright, so headlight is positioned in there perfectly so that it's not going to touch anything. Set the timer for 10 minutes. And wait. Out of the oven. Got it standing up. What you want to do is over on the furthest inner portion, put a screwdriver right in here. See, once again, one-handed doesn't help very well. And what you're gonna do is you'll just like pop it open a little bit like this. And once it starts to come open like that, don't forget about these tabs. Be sure those are popped out so that the plastic doesn't get caught. Start pulling it all apart. Alright, so I'm gonna try this another way now. So like I was saying, once you get this piece popped open, you're gonna start spreading it. The glue is gonna start to just peel everywhere, so go ahead and pull it back as you're going. You might hear a couple of pops. It's normally just because of the clips. This headlight has been apart before, so it's already gotten quite a bit of new glue in it. And it's a little bit easier to actually work with this time. Try not to get this on your clothes because it's an absolute pain in the ass to get cleaned off. Alright, I got this split up quite a bit. Down. Get that glue all together. Now, when you're actually going to paint these, being that mine are already painted, I'm not going to pull it apart. But on the back side of this, you got 3 screws. Got one up here. And you got one here and one here. So you got a total of 3 screws. That all pops out and you can paint it. I also cleaned my lens while I had it all apart. Set that up here. Excuse me. Now, this piece, let's see if I can get you tilted down a little bit more. There we go. This piece, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws right here that's holding this whole piece together. This is where the Sealight is behind it. Standard Phillips head screwdriver. Nice thing about doing this project, it takes minimal tools. Mainly just a Phillips head. This is all from like taking off the bumper. Phillips head, flathead, and a 10mm socket with an extension for a couple of the hard to reach spots. Alright, this just comes out like so. Now the only thing with mine is I already have the wires ran. So I actually gotta pop this grommet out on the bottom. That is out. This is everything for the Sealight. And of course I'm probably going to end up cleaning this back up, so I just got down and put my fingers all over it, and I don't want my fingerprints to show up when I have it back inside the lens. Alright, now if you're wanting to actually go a step further to where you're going to pull this apart and paint it, on the back side of this you got a couple of more set screws that is holding all of this together. Pull all those screws out. Now this is a little bit meticulous. It is a little bit of a pain in the ass to pull apart. Easiest way I figured out is on this top piece right here. If you push down on this inside piece, there's a clip right here. Get that clip to pop out of place, and normally it will come out right after it. So it's normally pretty easy. Alright, so I'm going to lay this down so it doesn't get scratched. Now, on the bottom of it, or on the back, what you got 2 boards, 2 LED boards. This is what actually failed on me. The turn signal still worked. That portion of it still worked. It was just the parking light of it quit working. So, I'm just gonna take off these 2 screws. On yours, you're gonna have another one you're gonna have a total of 3 boards. Your 3rd board will be up here. That's your driver. With the aftermarket setup, this wiring harness goes out through the headlight to a driver. that you plug it into, and then you'll mount that somewhere else inside the engine compartment. So all you do is you just unscrew these very carefully so you don't crack anything. God, I think I put these in a little tight last time. I'm actually going to try a different screwdriver. Yes, I have screwdrivers in my kitchen. Because I actually do quite a few headlights for a few of my buddies. Just did a set of WRX blob eyes, custom paint job on them, and we're doing a bunch of LED stuff to it as well. Kind of cool. I put most of that stuff in my Instagram. I don't really have anything in my YouTube. But yeah, alright, so that's the old ones. Go grab the new one. I'm going to put it all back together and we'll get going. And also, if you're wondering, this is what a good set of boards look like. Clean, nothing wrong with them. This one's actually still wired up, or it's got a wire tie on it. There we go. By no means am I a professional at this. Alright, so the new boards are in. Now this is a little trick that I'm going to show y'all. Of course, this is aftermarket. This is from my excuse me, Demon Eyes that are in there. It's a little ring that's inside. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get all this put back together. Light. Right there. Alright, so on this grommet, what you're going to do, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show you. On this grommet, what I did is from the outside in, I made a little slit. The smaller the better. As long as you're able to get the plug through, it's going to still hold the seal, so you're not going to get any condensation or anything within the actual headlight. So it may look like I'm being a little rough to this, but it's only because it's a very tight fit. Alright, so now, this is the old plug to the original sea lights. What you're going to do, just tuck it in the back, because you're never going to use it again. If you want, you can cut it out, but I figured because I actually still held on to my old ones, if I ever decided to where I'm going to take these out, I can at least put the other ones back in and still have all the wiring for it. Don't know why I would want to do that, but it's just a in case precaution. We'll leave it at that. So get this bad boy all put back together and start putting it back together. All you'll do is I'm going to put that back on here, squeeze it together as much as I possibly can, because I already still got plenty of glue in here, so it should reseal no problem. Get it all back together, push it together as much as I can, toss it back in the oven, still at 220 because I left it on, only for 5 minutes. So when you go to pull it apart, do it for about 10 so you get the glue going. It makes it a lot easier to separate, but when you're going back together, only like 5 minutes is all you really need. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, toss her in the oven. Once I'm done with that, I'll put all the screws back together, push it in a little bit more that it needs, and then we'll get it back in the car and get it wired up. Alright, and once I got that in the oven, came out here to get some of the soldering taken care of real quick. This is for the daytime running lights. Went ahead and wired those up properly. Alright, so it's back out. Turn off the timer. Gonna turn off the oven completely because I don't need it anymore. Start putting all the screws back in. That's about it. Start putting it all back together. Alright, well, they're all back in. Everything's wired up. That's with DRLs, and then when you hit the turn signal, and DRL comes back on. So, really cool little addition to your headlights. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of the aftermarket tail light, or not tail lights, headlights. I actually happen to have Valenti tails on here, like every other basic person. But I like them. I'm glad to have them fixed finally. All the random wiring and shit that I cut out to make less annoying and shitty looking. Used to be a ton of wires that ran all through here. Got rid of it all. It's but one wire. But looks a lot better. Now I just gotta finish putting the front end back on. Hey guys, I just want to say thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button on the bottom. Like the video if you did like it. This is first of many DIY videos that I will be doing. Thanks.